Have you ever heard of the legend of the Grinning Skull? This tale of horror and mystery begins with a young lady, Anne Griffith, living in Burton Agnes Hall. One fateful day, as she was returning home from a nearby village, Anne was accosted by two men begging for money. Being a woman of kindness, she reached for her purse. But the men, driven by greed, spotted the diamond ring adorning her finger. Their pleading turned to demands. When Anne resisted, the men, now revealed as villains, savagely beat her, snatched her ring, and fled. Despite her injuries, Anne managed to crawl to the gateway of her home, where a servant found her. Severely wounded, she was taken to her family. However, her injuries were so grave that she succumbed to them a few hours later, but not before making a chilling request. She wished for her head to be severed and kept within the house, warning of terrible consequences if her wish was not fulfilled. Despite the disturbing nature of the request, her family, in their grief, chose to bury her whole in the nearby church graveyard. But the night of her funeral, the household was haunted by wailing sounds and slamming doors. This nocturnal torment persisted for 3 days. In a state of unease, the family decided to exhume Anne's body. To their shock, they found her skull grinning atop an otherwise normal body. Honouring Anne's last wish, they brought her skull into the house, and the nightly disturbances ceased. Years later, a new family moved into Burton Agnes Hall. Unaware of the legend, a maid found and discarded Anne's skull. This triggered a series of eerie events. The horses froze in fear, the hall shook, and pictures fell from the walls, only stopping when the skull was retrieved and returned to the house. Once the new owners were informed of the legend, they decided to seal the skull within the house walls, ensuring that it could never be removed again. The skull's exact location remains unknown, but it is believed to be concealed behind the portrait of Anne on the main staircase. And so, the grim tale of the Grinning Skull continues. Each year on the anniversary of Anne's death, her ghost is said to emerge from her portrait, gliding down the staircase and disappearing down a lane behind the house. This chilling story serves as a reminder of the horrifying series of events that followed Anne's tragic encounter, the strange occurrences that followed her death, and the enduring legend of the Grinning Skull.